This city has received Sigmar's judgment and has been rightly punished. Only the depraved and the deformed remain, as it should be. However, something of great value still remains here, something that surely our Lord Sigmar would not have wished to fall into the hands of these sinners. There existed in this very city a great library, and deep in the archives of that library was a stash of scrolls said to be written by the hand of Sigmar himself. Much of the library was destroyed when the hammer fell, but portions remain. Our sources say that the archives were looted by mercenaries who took the scrolls. However, while they were transporting them, they were set upon by a band of heretical sisters of Sigmar. It is said that the sisters tried to read the scrolls and they were driven mad. The sisters fell to infighting and the scrolls were scattered across the city of the damned. The Grand Theogenist has tasked us with recovering all of these scrolls before the filthy Skaven use them to line their foul nests, before mercenaries seek to profit from the sacred words of our Lord, before the forces of chaos attempt to twist them in ungodly rituals, before the legions of undead get their lifeless hands on them. Although we have been sent by the Grand Theogenist himself, who was under protest from his advisors in Wolfenburg Cathedral, we are to fund this expedition by shipping Wordstone back to the cathedral, and we should not expect to receive any reinforcements until we can prove that it is possible to recover these relics. We are alone here, but is any man truly alone that walks in the light of mighty Sigmar? Okay, so let me give some details about how this series is going to work mechanically. These are the scroll hunters, and they're going to be trying to gather every single scroll, enchantment scroll that is, in the game. So, the enchantment scrolls in the game are divided into 4 categories. There are weapons, armor, head, and shield. And then they're subdivided again into runes and marks. So runes are the blue ones and marks are the purple ones. Weapons have 25 runes and 25 marks. Armor have 45 runes and 45 marks. Head have 25 runes and 25 marks. Shields have 15 runes and 15 marks. So that's a total of 110 runes and 110 marks and a grand total of 220 enchantment scrolls in the game. Now, we can only get these from battles, so from missions. We can loot them from loot points on the map, including the enemy cart. We can loot them from fallen enemies, if they have any. We can get them as part of the general distribution of loot at the end of the mission that normally happens. And we'd also get them as rewards for completing optional objectives in missions. We cannot buy them from the shop. So if we see them in the shop, we just have to ignore them and pretend that they're not there. Now, another rule that we have is we cannot use a scroll to enchant any of our equipment until we have a second of that scroll. So basically, if you imagine that these guys have the cart, they have a section for these scrolls. These scrolls are very sacred and they want to get one of each. It goes in there. It doesn't get used for anything else. Only when they have a duplicate, then they can use it for other purposes to make things a little easier on themselves. And the same goes for any equipment that we would want to buy or equipment that we would find loot wise and want to use. We have to have the scroll that would have made that enchantment on that piece of armor. So if we have the scroll and we have a piece of armor enchanted with that same type of scroll, then we can use it. Otherwise, it's something that we can't use. We have to either hold on to it until we get the scroll, or we have to sell it and just say, see it again kind of thing. Now, in terms of expanding our warband, there are rules as well. So, first of all, let's deal with replacements or recruiting. So this is not necessarily recruiting new people to go onto the field. This could be recruiting people to replace ones that have died, or to recruit someone, or to have a credit, should I say, to recruit someone when we are allowed to by the rules of this run. So we can recruit new people after gathering 1 total scroll, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 115, 130, 145, 160, 175, 200, and 210. So as we hit each of those milestones in gathering the scrolls, we get a recruitment credit. So that means that when we are allowed to by the rules of the run, we can then recruit someone. So we could build up a number of credits, but not actually be able to use them until we meet other criteria. So those other criteria are: to get a new reserve slot, we have to get all weapon runes, or all armor runes, or all head runes, all hand runes, or 75 total runes across all of the categories. So that's a total of 5 reserve slots that we can add to the warband that we have already, which is 5 starting warband and 3 reserves. Then to expand our warband in terms of how many people we can field, we can do that by getting all weapon runes, all weapon marks, all armor marks, all head marks, all hand marks, or 75 total marks. So each one of those will grant 1 extra slot for someone that we can actually put onto the battlefield, for a total of 5 extra slots, which would bring us up to the maximum 10. So what are the game over scenarios for this run? It's pretty simple. If we get a game over within the game itself, that's it, we're done. But because of the limits we're putting on here, it's more likely that we're going to get that. So things like missing too many of the shipments, that's going to end the game, and not being able to field a full warband. So even if we have the money to hire a new person and put them in there and keep on going, unless we have a recruitment credit that allows us to recruit that person, then we can't do that. So that would be a game over scenario as well. Now, final thing to say is that in terms of the way the videos are going to be structured, I'm going to have some little bit of story to start. Probably the one that you saw before this is probably going to be one of the longest ones at least in the series. Anytime that we hit one of these milestones along the way, we'll have a little bit of story exposition for that as well. And then when it's kind of just, it's a regular one where nothing has happened the previous time, then we'll just have a little bit, a very short bit of story to kind of, keep you up to date on what's happening there. So the last thing to say is that from here, we're now going to jump straight into the fight. So, and when I do mean the fight, every time that we go from a section like this or a bit of story, we're going to go into the point where we encounter the enemy. So when cutting out all of the setup and the running around trying to find enemies before that, the only exception to that will be that if we happen to find a scroll before we find the enemies, I'll have that in there because obviously that is one of the things that we're looking for. So without further ado, let's jump into the action. Okay, so straight away, the enemies are pretty much on top of us, so this is going to be fun. Right. Oh yeah. On top of us, they surely are. Okay. So what are you going to... You could get over... Potentially get over here and help them. Depends on how things are. Or over here and help them. So then you're on your own. Okay. That might be what we do. So we have these 5 guys. Then we have 3 reserves. And until we start finding scrolls, we get no more people. So it's gonna be a tough one for us, I'd say. Right. So you're... Oh, of course he's not actually with you. Okay. So what do we do here? I think I'll put you in here. And then you dodge there, so only one person can attack you. So we're going to have to use these kind of tactics at the start. Now, what I do need to do as well is... You should have seen a shot that I'm about to take in the intro. So I have to come out here and do that right now. So we need to turn him around kind of that way. Okay. And then what I might do actually is... Actually, no, I can't, because that'll take builds to re-equip something else. So he's going to just stick with what he has. This should be the shot that you see in the intro. Okay. So one of those is going to be the shot that I used from the intro. Now, he now has to go somewhere where he can help. So probably up there against you would be... Yeah, so let's bring him this way and around and up. Okay, and we get to shoot you. Missed, good. Reload. Shoot you again. Okay, good hit. Then I'm not going to reload, I'm going to put you right here. Because that should make it difficult for him to shoot you. Okay, then we end the turn. Now, you know you have to get into that building and get up there and kill that guy. Okay. So you're here, the guy is above you. You should be just out here, right? Yep, there he is. Okay. That's 152 health, which means you probably will survive 2 turns. Now you're kind of in an interesting situation now, so you're going to come here and dodge. Because you're now protecting his back. Right, then we have you. You're there. Okay. You can't really get to any loot. And like the thing with this is, to find the scrolls we need to get to the loot, but we also need our guys not to die. So if we go that way, that guy's going to be there waiting for you. You have all of these guys across the road as well. You loot down there, but you're not fast to actually get any of those points. So you got to go up here and find a spot where you can face just one of them. There you go. So dodge in there. It's kind of like, for me at least, old school tactics. Limiting the number of enemies that can engage us. Okay, switches. He obviously hits us, yeah. But we should still win that.
A new round has started.
So that guy might come and get you. He should be closer to the guy that we positioned over there, but it's whether he can path up the stairs to him successfully. Right, so you could abandon this position if you want and go after him. So I think that's what you're going to do. It's a good hit. Then you take your dodge. Now you are kind of opening up yourself to them getting multiple people on you. But that's a risk we have to take at the minute. Right, so we bring you back here. You get overwatched. So who was it that overwatched you? Can't see. That guy over there. No, it wasn't him. That guy over there, look. Okay. So you have 59% chance to hit him. Take that shot. Missed. Okay. That's fine. And you reload. And this time you will shoot him, right? No, you'll just shoot at him. Okay, well, good try. Then move out of the way to here. Just end your turn there. Someone is going to come and get you though eventually. I don't like that he went before us. That's kind of a little bit too cheaty for me. Oh, and that miss. That's a big miss in the overall context of things. 90% chance that guy would have been gone. And then we have a hero then to go help somewhere else. We don't have that now. Right. You're definitely in an interesting position. Can get over there and help in that fight, which I think is what you're going to do. If we've left room for you, that is. Yeah, you can pop on there. Okay. So hit him. Good. So at the minute we've been successful in avoiding their tougher people like the leader and the hero. Here comes the leader. Oh yeah. Really came in there, didn't he? Okay. So now we need to drop that guy as quick as we can. And he could be trouble now. So he's gone. So we can...
A new round has started.
We can now double up on their leader, but... we would have liked to have been able to take out the other dude. Okay. Well, let's focus on this guy now. So any kind of misses are obviously going to be hugely problematic for us. We can reload with you. And any names that people want to suggest are very welcome. We're not going to shoot you because we're looking for the guy to disengage. You should be around here somewhere. So he's just under there. Yeah, so the kind of theme that we're going with for the names is anyone who is a seeker of artifacts or a seeker of knowledge or a gatherer of knowledge. We could shoot you, but we really want to shoot you, so let's do that. Oh, excellent. Unfortunately, we don't have enough to shoot you again, so what we're going to do is we're going to just do this. So what it does, it ties him up there. He is going to hit us. And why is this guy getting to hit us every single time? That has to be some kind of cheat. And then we leave him on 4, because of course we do. There we go, he's gone. Okay, good. So he's done. We now have to move down and just let's see, what am I going to, yeah, I'm going to stand here and dodge for now. So the idea is get him out to fight in a bit, but not quite yet. Now let's get you going. So their leader was able to get up to fight the other guys. Where are they? They're there. So he was able to come up from the back. He didn't come up from here. So how did he get up? Because he came from this direction. Did he actually go? No. Did he go this way and then around? I think that's what he did. Just looking for... Oh, I'd say it was over about a foot. A bit to do. I'm looking for a charge. So let's try and get that charge with all our might. Okay, so we were there. Here. Okay, that should give us the charge. Have to hit this though. Okay, good. Now, the big hope is obviously that he fails and all alone. But those hits are very much going to help us out. Because even if he puts someone down now, he fails all alone, great. Oh, I thought he knocked one of us out for some reason. And then they fail. Okay, perfect. Good start. We did get some loot from the map. I'd say at this early stage, the likelihood of getting anything blue, including the scroll is very low, so we'll have to wait for our first scroll, I think. Okay. So we're not going to spend points yet, but I'm going to let you guys know what I'm looking for in terms of builds. So this guy over here, we're looking to make a tank. So someone who, in terms of like, if he gets in like a 2-on-1 or wherever, that he can survive as long as he's passing his all alones, and any kind of like help in that as well in the build. And the reason why I'm not spending points yet is because I have a horrible habit of spending points and then realizing too late that some of the abilities that I want to take, I've screwed myself because I can't get up to the threshold of 9 or 12 or wherever it is in the relevant stat to be able to take that skill. So I'm not going to spend points until people start suggesting what I should get for builds. This guy here, the leader, he's going to be our shooty leader. So for him, focus on shooting and focusing on survival when he gets trapped. This chap here is like basically this type, not just this chap, this type here. We're looking for someone who is kind of a half and half. So decent at defense, but can do some damage as well. These guys, we're looking for damage output. So things like big charges, big ambushes, and then when they get into the fight, outputting lots of damage. That's the main focus for them. Now, there is a backup leader who I'm going to be looking to make a melee type leader as well. And then there is a backup of this guy, but the backup of this guy basically I want to build along the same lines as him. And then there is a backup of this guy, and again, same deal. We're looking for kind of that half and half kind of guy. Right, so what items do we get? Nothing exciting. Okay. Right. Let's go to the next day.
A new shipment has been requested.
New shipment, so it's going to be 75 that we have to produce within 10 days. Now, we have to pay people, which is why we don't have the option to go anywhere just yet. So we're going to pick the next one. So it's between poor and poor. So we're going to go for poor. Right, so that's the end of that one. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you can save it there. See you next time. Goodbye.